I have to remember where we are in the main story though. Wait, there's summaries here. Found the victim of the train groping, assumed to have no connection to it. Once Yagami and the crew work out through the evidence at hand, they reach a potential alternative. Through careful planning, Harami have intentionally tarnished his own name to create an alibi. Alright. Because we found out that. What? Oh god. Found out that, Mamiya, the woman who Ahara groped, and Sawa Sensei, and also the guys who were peeping on us at the crime scene all went to the same school together, so I think we're trying to talk to Sawa Sensei to see how she's connected to this whole conspiracy. Guess we'll talk to Sawa Sensei then. Hey, you okay? Now you got a lot going on, but
What is it, Yagami-san?
Sensei, do you have a minute?
I saw the video of Mikoshiba-kun.
So you did. That video, right?
I thought Ehara-san was convicted for a sex offense. How could he be in that video killing Mikoshiba-kun? But then that video looked so real.
Most likely it is. As you unfortunately had to witness, Ahara-san committed murder with his own two hands. Which means as far as the groping that day goes, there's some deception at work.
Deception?
Are you familiar with Ahara-san's victim in the case? Her name is Yui Mamiya.
I don't think I recognized her, no.
13 years ago, she attended Kurakawa Academy. Her maiden name is Yui Suzuki.
Yui Suzuki? Just a minute. Are you saying she was the one Ehara-san groped?
So you do know her then? Were you two classmates?
We were, in our third year of high school.
how deep does this go?
I had a hunch.
Okay.
You didn't know she was the victim of that whole incident?
She is by her maiden name,
It's
so.
just so hard to believe.
Does this all seem like a wild coincidence to you then? Your old student's father gropes one of your high school classmates at a station with 3 million daily travelers.
What are you implying?
I'm saying your old friend Yui might be cooperating with Ahara-san, as in she only played the part of a victim. She might have even known it was all to hide a murder.
What? But why? Why would she do that for him?
Doesn't seem to know any connection between Ahara and Mamiya. This is all an act, and she's an amazing actress. I don't think she is, though. I don't think she's acting here. What about, the other
From what I'm
guys?
seeing, Sensei, you're connected to
Kaike.
Ahara and Yui Mamiya. I
Something.
just need your help figuring out what that connection is.
Yagami-san, please. Are you implying I was some kind of liaison between them?
Well, Sensei, what was your relationship with Yui Mamiya? Were you close? Or would you say classmates covers it?
The two of us were never really that close. To be honest, I didn't really like the group of kids she hung out with. I guess you could say we didn't have the same interests.
When was the last time you saw her? Did you have a high school reunion by any chance?
They held a reunion around the time I graduated from college, but I didn't feel like going. That same class bullied a kid into jumping off the roof.
So if that's the case, you haven't seen any of your classmates since you all graduated from Kurakawa?
That's right.
Okay then. The thing is, Ahara-san and Mamiya are connected. It is kinda loose, but it's there. They have one thing in common.
What?
In both of their pasts, someone they knew was bullied to the point of attempting or committing suicide.
Yeah, let me put the
Ahara-san lost his
content
son,
warnings up.
Toshiro. And as for Yui Mamiya, it's her classmate, Mitsuru Kusamoto. That could be a factor, especially for Mamiya. It's possible that Ahara-san would be a sympathetic figure to her. Maybe enough to help construct an alibi for his revenge. It's possible she only played the part of a groping victim. What do you think? Does it have any merit, or is my theory full of holes?
Even if you're on the right track, Sawa-sensei? We're just waiting on you to start the staff meeting.
Okay.
Sorry, I'll be right there.
We'll continue this another time.
That might be the last piece of the puzzle. What about Yui Mamiya? How'd she react when Mitsuru Kusamoto tried to kill himself by jumping off that roof?
I'm sorry. I'm already late for my meeting.
I'm trying to ask you about a murder here. To Ahara, every unanswered question is a victory for that man. He's only a step away from walking for it. And I know Mamiya had other conspirators. It took more than one person to murder Mikoshiba.
We can have this conversation another time,
They're still
please.
at large, even as we speak. I'll be honest. I came here today with the suspicion that you might be more involved in this murder than you're letting on.
A suspicion?
Nothing you've said has made me feel any better about it.
And what should I do about that, huh?
I just want you to tell me, how are Ahara-san and Mamiya connected beyond what I've already figured out? I think you have the key to that answer, even if you don't know that you're the one holding it. It's like a lock, and until I figure out how to get through it, I'm gonna keep picking at it.
I told you. I'm late for a meeting.
Can we
I'll
talk
be here when
later?
you get back. Have a good meeting.
Suit yourself.
Can we talk? Okay, I guess we'll talk later. It's not going great, but at least I've learned she was classmates with Mamiya. Take the wins where I can get them. Sari-san will want to hear that later too. Leave the high school. Okay. Guess. It's gonna tell Sari-san about Sawa-sensei and Mamiya.
Hey, Sari-san? It's Yagami.
Hey, did you manage to talk to Sawa-sensei?
Yeah, turns out she really was in Mamiya's class. And they were both aware of the suicide incident with their classmate.
Good to know. While we're on the topic, Hoshino-kun got his hands on some new info.
Let's hear it.
The bully at Kurokawa High was named Shinya Kawai. He transferred out right after Mitsuru-kun jumped, as if he were running away. Once he came of age, it looks like he worked here in Kamurocho.
Wow, you really can find a lot online.
Yes, and to top it off, Kawai earned a reputation for talking about how he drove a classmate to suicide.
What the fuck?
Like he's proud of it. Maybe he thought he'd get a laugh in Kamurocho.
Probably would.
Gross.
Kawai was more or less a Yakuza, though he never swore into it. I just sent you his picture. It was taken 5 years ago.
5 years ago. Oh.
This guy.
You recognize him?
Not too long ago, some RK punks came asking.
That's how
for
RK is involved.
Said
Okay.
he was the girls' bar manager who went missing.
Yeah, it looks like he
Maybe
did work
that's
at
the
his
same
own bar,
picture too.
but we don't know which one.
Okay, so the guy's definitely suspicious. What business would RK have with him?
Do you know if they ever found him?
They said they found him dead.
But their leader, Soma, said something about Kawai having already been killed. Like he just vanished from Kamurocho a few years ago, and that was it.
Wait, he was killed?
Uh-huh. Kinda gives me deja vu now that I think about it.
Like
Here you
Mikashi.
have Kawai
Yeah.
and Mikoshiba, two known school bullies. And they both end up murder victims?
That could be for a number of reasons. It's not rare for people to disappear in Kamurocho. Usually the trouble is money or women. Maybe that was the case for Kawai.
Could be.
Okay, we'll investigate Kawai a bit more on our end. With RK asking around, word on the street will be loud enough to hear.
Yeah. But it's weird because Kawai's old classmates are involved with Mikoshiba's murder. So it's not just a coincidence. It's never just a coincidence. We haven't heard much about the teacher.
How was it, Sari-san? What did
The
Yagami-san?
teacher of that
He
class.
said he recently ran into some RK members looking for Shinya Kawai.
What's happening?
He also said RK later told him Kawai had been killed.
This is getting scarier with every new lead.
Now that you mention it, I have seen people getting stopped and asked about someone all over town. But if those were RK on the hunt for Kawhi, could it have something to do with our case as well?
Possibly. Inside the connection between Mikashiba and Kawhi, why is RK... Are we switching to Sorry again? I guess we are.
I'm honestly not sure how RK could be involved in all this. I'm going out for a bit, Hoshino-kun. Do me a favor and keep digging up what you can on Kawhi.
Wait, what?
Sometimes you have to get out in the field. It can't just be Yakuza all the time.
Okay, we're playing as Sorry, I guess. Oh, really? I probably can't beat people up. Investigation mode? I don't have any... I don't have any detective gadgets as Sorry, of course. I do have a camera though. Can I take selfies? Sure can. His expression? I don't like that smile, but okay. Like how he keeps typing on his laptop while looking at the camera at the same time.
You don't mean you're going straight to RK for some answers?
What else would I be doing? I need to know why they were looking for Kawhi.
Then I'm coming with. I can't just let you do that alone.
Are you gonna play dress up
Don't
with Sorry
worry,
again?
It's still light out. I plan on staying in the open. Besides, if I'm alone, they'll be more eager to talk.
That may be, but still. I'll just call you about every 10 minutes then. For your safety.
You don't need to worry
I
that
find
much.
That rather unnecessary.
You sure?
Yeah. I think we're gonna go undercover.
If you're going out alone, keep your wits about you. And get back safe.
Female Yakuza protagonist. That is, well, I guess Haruka counts as a protagonist, but I guess Haruka doesn't beat up people. Near Sorry. Can Sorry jump out the window? No, she can't. It'd be really funny if she could. You know, find some arcade members. Unlike Yakuza, they're hard to identify by appearance alone. It's good to know the owner of Tender. He's well connected. And just take me out. Take me straight there. You won't let me walk around the city as Sorry. Let me fight some dudes. I think Sorry can kick some ass. The first place Yagami-san worked at when he arrived at the city. The owner, Joe Masuda, always has his ear to the ground. I'm sure I could ask him where I might meet some RK members. And they're gonna block me on the phone, and I can't sprint as Sorry either. I guess I might as well just follow the cues.
Oh, is that Sari-chan I see? To what do I owe this?
Here, did this guy always sound like this?
Oh, hi. Say, aren't you one of Talk's lawyer friends? Does that mean he's on his way too?
It's just me today.
Fine by me. That means you and I get some girl talk time.
Oh, that stings, Mari. And here I thought I had a place in your heart.
Well, no one knows a lady's heart like a bartender. I guess you can stay.
Dude, I'm sure can keep up with each other. Gotta ask some questions, I better order a drink.
Let's see.
All these bottles got you feeling lost? Care for a few pours from Tox? It'll be our secret. Besides, a man with his tabs can't complain.
You're too kind. So I'm actually here to ask you, how can I set up a meeting with RK?
Darn. So this wasn't a pleasure call?
Nope.
Well, I'm glad you're at least enjoying the drink.
True. And looking fancy doing it.
Oh please, you two are going to embarrass me.
My apologies. I suppose being surrounded by such beauties has a timeless appeal, even at my age.
That's what I was flirting.
I'll
Goddamn,
second that.
okay.
Masuda here is looking at least a year younger.
Was that supposed to be a compliment?
Of course. If you got any younger, you'd be much too handsome. What's a girl to say?
And I'll second that.
This isn't good. I'm getting so relaxed I might forget about work.
Anyhow, if you're after an RK rendezvous, the good news is those guys are everywhere. But it's not like a civilian can just stroll up and ask, "Hey, are you RK?" and expect to get an answer.
You got that right. And Saori-chan needs to ask them something that's kind of sensitive. Oh, that's certainly going to make things challenging.
Just a bit, yeah.
So I say, why not let the boys do the chasing? Wouldn't be hard for an enchantress like you.
Oh,
But honey, we need to do something about your look.
okay, we're playing dress up.
Clothes
We're playing
and
dress up,
makeup,
alright.
and you'd be unstoppable.
Finally, my turn to second something.
I suppose I would need to look approachable.
Talk told me once that if you ever felt like it, Saori-chan, you could put every hostess in Kamurocho to shame.
Well, she has.
I gotta admit, I'm curious.
Well, a good hawk hides her talons.
You're saying I should dress like a hostess for this?
Well, I'm sure there are other ways. But if you want a foolproof plan to snag an RK, you've got one.
Oh, if you want, I can get you some looks. And you can choose what you like.
Are we playing dress up?
I get the message. And I suppose I'll take you up on that.
Just do it.
Okay, then leave the rest to me.
People always ask, are you RK? And they never ask how RK. Nope, that's dumb. Yep, okay, we're playing... we're playing dress up with Saori-san. I remember some of these dresses from the Cabaret Club minigame in the other Yakuza games. Really isn't a point to this, but to like go too far into this, but maybe I'll just make her look like Yuki. Is this Yuki's hairstyle? I think it is.
Oh, well, would you look at that? Talk was right on the money. I couldn't have imagined.
You sure about that, Mari-san? I hardly feel comfortable wearing this in front of you.
What are you saying? You're so pretty.
I wouldn't say so.
She is very cute.
You're dynamite.
I love Saori so much.
There is one thing that's missing.
What's that?
Pride. That's the final touch you need. Pride in your own beauty.
Well, I'm not sure I have that.
Then how about your pride as a lawyer? You have that, don't you?
As a lawyer?
This is part of your work. So own it.
Yes.
Nice.
There it is. Go ahead and take a look. Now that's the face of a girl who gets the man she wants.
It's been a while since I've felt this way. I have you to thank for that.
Not since last game.
These boys won't know what hit them. Now, let's go dangle the bait.
You mean us, right?
You bet. Two nightlife girls like us alone on the street literally brings the RK boys running. Especially along Senryo Avenue. Why don't we take a walk?
Are you sure? I don't want to drag you into this.
Are you kidding? And miss the chance to see this makeover in action? But really, I want you to succeed. I promise I won't be a bother.
Time to walk down Senryo Avenue. If any RK guys approaches, we'll reel them in. Ask them about Shinya Kawai and see what they've found so far. Alright. Where is she? It's probably way too far behind.
Excuse me, ladies. You,
That ain't Yagami.
pageant?
Sure
Going
ain't.
out for a drink. Maybe heading to work somewhere.
It's Saori-san.
Oh, we're just two girls bar hopping by our lonesome. Isn't that right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, In that case, why don't you roll with us? I know a great place.
They are tiny compared to these
You
guys.
loaded or something? We can throw them back, you know. You sure?
Hell yeah. There's a place my buddy runs. He'll be thrilled to see some ladies like you.
Their arcade, and might be good to take them up on their offer, but how can I know for sure? I think this one. Because I don't think it'd be good to like directly mention RK, or else people will be, or they'll get suspicious. Be like, oh, I want some bad boys. Oh, you want a bad boy? I'm with RK.
You know, I think you guys may have caught me at the perfect time. What I'm saying is, tonight, I want to take a trip on the wild side.
It's so weird to hear Sari talk like this.
Talk to me, baby.
There's this guy in my life, a real choir boy. And being with him has got me feeling so repressed. Now I know I should behave like a good girl. But I figure I owe it to myself to cut loose every now and again.
Oh, you never told me that, Sari-chan.
Damn, girl. I'll get loose with you.
Ew.
Yeah! Let's get drunk and dirty.
Thing is, we all know the biggest party people in town are RK. I heard they can really spice things up, you know?
But Saori-chan, why limit yourself to RK? I think these boys are plenty attractive.
Are they going to an arcade? They're looking for
Starting to think we were
arcade because apparently
Oh?
the
What
guy
makes you say
that RK was looking for also went to school with Sawa Sensei and Yui Mamiya,
Not supposed
and
to
the
be
guys
burning out,
who
yeah. We're RK.
the guys who were peeping on Yagami at the crime scene.
RK wouldn't be what it is now without us. Never thought it'd get this big either.
So we're trying to get info on Shinya Kawai, who RK were looking for. See how Shinya Kawai is connected to the current case with Mikashiba. They have the latest edition. They sure do. Looks like this went well. I knew they had to be with RK. Asked them about Shinya Kawai. Why were they looking for him? Maybe get some drinks
RK has
first.
Kamurocho pretty much wrapped around its finger now, huh?
Just about. The time of the Yakuza laying down the law is over. All that respect, chivalry shit. Dead. Like all the old legends.
Chivalry's fucking
The
dead.
underground world is a jungle. And winning the fight's all that matters.
Wow, must be hard. But I think that's hot.
That reminds me. Weren't you RK guys looking for someone recently? A man who disappeared a few years ago?
Oh yeah, him. We were looking for this dude who ran a girls' bar.
See? I knew you guys would know what that's about.
Oh well. 5 years ago, he suddenly disappeared. That's not even news in Kamurocho.
Fucking dead.
That's so crazy, though. What happened to him? You ever end up finding the guy?
I don't.
Nah, didn't work out.
Side of
No surprise,
Sorry is
he's a
both
punk anyway.
funny and terrifying.
Way I heard it, some of his old friends rolled up on him one night.
Old,
My guess is, it was trouble from another town catching up.
old friends, so probably his friend,
Anyway,
classmates
they
from
argue for a
school.
bit, and it ends with the guy getting shoved into a van. And that's the last time anyone saw the dude.
Whoa, what do you think happened?
I'm thinking they bumped him off.
Real way to
If he
flirt
was
with a
still
girl.
breathing, he'd be back by now. I heard he never even picked up his final paycheck. My guess, he's fish food now. Or they buried him on some remote-ass mountain.
You have any idea who would have done that to him?
No. They say it was 10 or so people. Young, both men and women. Doesn't sound like a gang.
Yeah, probably his old
Who
classmates.
knows, right? It was 5 years ago.
5 years ago. And I think he and the rest of his class would have graduated like 13 years ago. 5 years ago. When did... Sama-sensei said that her classmates had a reunion. But she didn't go to that reunion. It was like the last year of college for her, so... I'm not sure if that really matches up, though. Maybe. Maybe their class reunion was just them killing their class bully. A group of civilians shoved Kawai into a van and they were old acquaintances. They've been classmates from Kurokawa. Just rushing to conclusions.
But if you heard all that, there must have been witnesses, right? So you're saying someone actually saw him get shoved in a van?
Yep. Some chick working at his bar saw it all go down.
What bar does he
That's what
work
we heard
at?
from a guy who heard it from that chick.
Where is this bar anyway?
I mean, some random dive bar half a decade ago? Who the hell knows? 100 places have sprung up and gone under since.
But then, why would anyone be looking for Shinya Kawai now? Did someone ask RK to find him? Think that's right?
Hell if I know. It's a question for the top of the food chain. But hold on a sec. Can I ask you something?
Huh?
Just a minute ago, you mentioned a Shinya Kawai. How'd you know his full name when we never told you?
Oops.
Shit.
You're
I
only
didn't
talking to us because you wanted dirt on
realize.
Kawai. So who the hell are you?
What do you think you're doing?
Who sent you?
I don't think there's getting any out of this. I don't owe you a name.
I wouldn't even give you my name. Now let go. Threats and violence aren't going to work on me.
Oh, what have we here? Got ourselves a bad bitch all of a sudden. Too bad she can't keep her hand from shaking.
That's just the excitement talking.
Big talk for a chick dressed to the nines to get info. Huh? Sorry,
Oh
Charlie.
yeah, oh. Oops.
Even try to fuck with us, lady!
Sorry, Chun!
Huh?
Oh, my boy, my boy! Oh, Higashi.
Asshole!
My boy.
I swear, these jerks are popping up like roaches.
Higashi.
No thanks needed. Just be careful on your own, especially when you're puking.
Higashi, you know this chick.
Thank you so much, Higashi-san.
I just said you don't... Wait, how'd you know my name?
It's me, Shirosaki, from Genda Law Office. It's been a while.
She doesn't dress like that.
I didn't realize. Shirosaki-sensei. I didn't recognize you. You look incredible.
Charles Arcade Manager. Oh, we are going to the
You're
arcade.
the one who's incredible. This is all my fault. I was the one who put Mari-san in danger. You really saved us.
Young, strong, handsome. That's 3 out of 3 for me.
Those guys were RK. Town's practically overrun with them these days.
Taro Higashi-san, former Matsugane family member of the Tojo clan. He's like a brother to Kaito-san, and he knows Yagami-san too. Wasn't sure if you're gonna show up this game. He runs his arcade full-time now, but apparently he still keeps up with Yakuza fashion trends.
If you'd like, I can escort you somewhere safe. I got nothing but time on my hands.
Oh, you don't say. Perfect. Who says we can't still salvage some fun out of tonight?
Oh, before we do that, let me call Yagami-san.
Shinya Kawai was a bully 13 years ago. Vanished from Kamurocho when he was abducted by a group in a van. Seems they were all people he knew. It's possible they were his classmates from Kurokawa Academy.
Yagami's still a jackass, I see. When Shirosaki-sensei calls, you pick up in 2 rings.
It is strange that he's not picking up. I'll try again.
Something happened? I guess we're switching back to Yagami now. Guess we're not going to Charles after all.
He was killed?
Uh-huh. Kinda gives me deja vu now that I think about it. Here you have Kawaii and
okay,
Michi,
we're back
two
here.
known school bullies, and they both end up murder victims?
That could be for a number of reasons. It's not rare for people to disappear in Kamurocho. Usually the trouble is money or women. Maybe that was the case for Kawaii.
Could be.
Okay. We'll investigate Kawaii a bit more on our end. With RK asking around, word on the street will be loud enough to hear.
Alright, thanks.
Wait for Sawa-sensei, so a lot of time before the faculty meeting ends. It's a message from Amasawa. One of my underclassmen wants to talk to you. Could you come to the club room again after class if it's not too much trouble? Alright. To talk about her underclassmen. I got some time, so I might as well see what that's all about. Might be some more new jobs over at Tsukumo's office. It's a little bit before the faculty meeting ends. I should just kill some time elsewhere. Go to the MRC in the evening. At evening or at night? How does this count? Oh, we have to kill some time. Mission or task. Okay. Guess I gotta find some shit to do then.
Yagami-san.
Thank you for coming.
Amasawa.
What is it you wanted to ask me? It's a rather long story. Is this a good time? Let's hear what she has to say. Once you start this side case, everything else will be put on hold until you clear it. Proceed? Hold on. Let me save, just in case.
Yeah.
I'm the MRC's outside counselor. It's about my classmate. I should go get him now. Be right back. Shimada. Isayoshi Shimada, second year. MRC's advisor.
Hey.
What exactly do you need help with? Do you believe in things like curses?
Well...
The case is going to sound either mysterious or ridiculous depending on your answer. It's gonna sound crazy, but please, you have to believe me. See how it ranks with all the crazy things I've heard. Curse of the Amasawa family heirloom.
Hey.
Do you mind starting us off, Shimada-kun? Lucky cat I have at home. One of those statues of a cat waving its paw, or like an actual cat. Said to bring good fortune so you can spot them in all sorts of businesses. Most of them are said to bring good luck, but black lucky cats are supposed to ward off bad luck in particular. You know, he got that specific. Lucky cat doesn't do any of that. Doesn't bring money or good luck. Attracts tragedies. Creepy. It is very old. It's pretty old. Did he bring it with him? My dad bought it from an antique dealer friend of his. Usually they're really expensive, especially pre-war ones. Warned him at the time. This cat brings more bad luck than good. Why did your dad buy the thing if it's supposed to be cursed? Collects all sorts of rarities, especially the stuff with interesting stories. He goes nuts for those. Sounds like an interesting guy. A lucky cat that brings more bad luck than good. I admit that's an intriguing hook. Evidence is starting to pile up, making it seem real. Shimadas have gone through one ordeal after another. Some pretty scary stuff. My dad got a really high fever all of a sudden and was touch and go for a bit. Our house caught fire. Potential arson and serious illness? You're not kidding. Rates keep slipping ever since Dad bought the thing. I never dropped up before 10th place before this. OBS crashed again. I'm not sure why it does that. It doesn't really do it that very often though, so It's not really the statue's fault, though. Sure can't blame me for the ghost. Woke up in the middle of the night, standing right... A ghost woke up my dad in the middle of the night, standing right there next to his bed. He was dressed in old-timey soldier, totally pale, stood there like he was at attention. He kept moaning, "Give me back my cat." Thought he was dreaming and rolled over and went back to sleep.
Does that mean...
Dream?
Yeah.
It's when he started feeling awful. It's like he's been cursed or something.
I see.
It'd be unsettling even though it was just a string of coincidences. That's still not out of the woods now that he's healthy either. He almost got run over by a car a couple days ago. I don't know what it could be other than something supernatural. It's probably safe to consider further misfortune inevitable. Me helping to determine the cause before any irreversible damage is done. It's the cat. Why even keep it?
Excuse me.
It's my dad. He refuses to get rid of it. Previous owner was this famous author who met his demise because of the statue. That's kind of fucked. My dad said the guy died when he hit his head on it. Are you
serious?
That's quite the story. His old fan base is obsessed with the statue. That's why it's considered really valuable despite the curse. Who's the author? Kitan Amasawa, a mystery novelist and my oh. Kyoko lore.
Huh?
You said hitting his head on the statue. This was the actual cat that killed your grandfather. What a way to die, okay? Only if this is truly the exact same statue my grandfather owned. You don't know if this is actually the same one. Grandfather's has been missing ever since he passed away about 7 years now. My grandmother pawned it off. She always thought it as rather creepy. Tell from this picture if it's the same one as your grandfather's. This was also 7 years ago. Cat was cursed even back then. Somewhat of a rarities collector himself. Jumped at the chance of owning a one-of-a-kind unlucky cat. Famous for somewhat bizarre tales of mystery, I can definitely imagine him wanting a statue like this. Grandfather was quite taken with it. He bragged about it quite a bit when I was little. Never imagined his life ending because of this unlucky cat. Took the life of Amasawa's grandfather 7 years ago, and now it's back wreaking havoc for another family. I'm not one to believe in the supernatural. All mysteries must be approached rationally, no matter how unusually they present themselves. That's what I firmly believe. Because logic is always found at the true core of any mystery.
That being said...
It's also why my grandfather's unexplained death has stuck with me for the past 7 years. Police ruled it accidental. Kinda sounds pretty explained. On the night my grandfather passed away, I also experienced a strange event. It can only be considered a supernatural phenomenon. I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to explain it. Focus on finding out if it's actually the same cat or not. Does it have a bloodstain? Rare for Amasawa to not have the words. Could be the actual statue that took her grandfather's life. I can see why it'd be so tough to talk about. I'm getting to the bottom of this case one way or another. Something's causing all the tragedies around this cat. there's a good chance more will occur. I don't want anything as awful as what happened to my grandfather to happen to anyone in the Shimada family. You're all about preventing incidents before they take place. Yes. Not only that, this case is personal. Amasawa. Can we get to the bottom of this? Of course. I'm your advisor. I got your back. I'd like to see the statue in person. Alright. Do you think your father would mind showing it to us? Be over the moon to have one of Kitan Amasawa's descendants confirm his statue's the real deal. I just really needed to drink water. I'll give him a call now. Gonna bring it? He'd love to meet you guys, in fact. Where should we meet him? Cafe near the station plug. Faster than getting him signed at the school reception and everything. Alright. Feel bad asking him to come all the way here anyway. Alright.
Yagami-san.
See you soon! Okay, yeah, I really can't do anything else other than this side case. Because I guess... Since I guess... Amasawa, you're walking with me? Sure are, okay. She's my little sidekick. She's my little Watson.
Oh, we're off then?
Fucking hell! Oh. I regret everything. That was the most jump scare of all of my redeems. You're evil. I know. You...
Yagami-san, would you say that you tail people often?
I mean...
Show no regret either.
Do you have any tips for avoiding the target's suspicion? I tend to get made fairly quickly when
Where is she?
What's an average high schooler tailing people for anyway?
I just can't help myself.
You're staying so far back.
Kinda dangerous when you don't know your target, don't you think?
But in the end, isn't it worth it if I can prevent an incident?
No. Not if it's something that puts your own life at risk.
I somehow hadn't considered that.
Probably gonna have more conversations as I get there though. No regrets. Fuck you. Amasawa's so cute. Cross the street, Amasawa. Come on, let's go. Before the light turns red. Actually, it's already red. Don't get run over. Can I encounter while I have Amasawa with me? She'll probably like do what Haruka does and just go off to the sidelines and cheer me on. Where's she going? Yeah, she's just on the sidelines. And yeah, I guess she's also cheering me on. Just like Haruka. Attack speed and tiger style feels a lot faster now.
Really, guys?
Do you have anything to say about that, Amasawa?
I'm coming with you.
I guess not. I'm gonna comment on how I beat those guys up. I guess not. I don't think Amasawa is very athletic.
Anyway, I had no idea you had such a famous grandfather.
Are you surprised?
No. If anything, it's obvious that you're his granddaughter.
Well, now I'm feeling the pressure.
As a descendant of Kitan Amasawa, you should become the kind of detective that make him proud.
For that to be possible, I need to take on as many cases as possible to hone my instincts.
But what if you blundered into a case and ended up making a fool of yourself? Would that make Grandpa proud?
The more I hold back, though, the more curious I get. Once I've caught a whiff of a mystery, the Amasawa blood in me starts pumping.
That's quite a burden you wound up inheriting.
I wish we could have had like a it'd be cute if we had like a a heat action with Amasawa. If I got stunned, I can do a heat action with your doggo. Come on. Where are you going? Okay. Just took a really weird route, I guess. I wonder if I could go to a game center with Amasawa, or play darts with her. That'd be really cute. Yagami-san, Amasawa-senpai. You're Kitan Amasawa-sensei's grandchild. Kyoko Amasawa. Miki Yoshimada, my son's told me about you. Thank you for being such a good senpai to him. Surprised seeing you for the first time. You definitely have Amasawa blood in you. Like a heron ripped straight from one of his novels. Can already tell you're not just a nice face, you're smart as a whip too, aren't you? Come on, Dad, come on, get it out. Apologies, and who's this with you? Outside counselor for the Mystery Research Club. A genuine detective, this is just getting better. Seasoned private-eye trolling the seedy underbelly of the city with his wonderkind teen sidekick. I already want to buy a whole series. Well, sorry about my dad, let's head inside. Mystery at a hand made me see the cat. Show me your no. I brought it to a taping of that TV appraisal show a few days ago. They couldn't determine whether or not it belonged to Kitani Amasawa. It's supposed to be worth 2 million yen. 2 million? It's basically a holy grail to its fan base. 2 million? Feel free to inspect it. Deep red stain.
No way.
It's from your grandfather. It's from when I splashed ketchup. I've been eating a hot dog and it's got ketchup. Sweet. Eating it may not have been accurate, more like swinging it around like a sword. I was really into this historical drama at the time. Grandfather and I watched it together. I had a hellion. I don't know if anything else can make it clear to me that this is my grandfather's statue. Talk about the score of a lifetime.
Excuse me.
I must ask, ever make noise? Oh, I guess we're gonna get the sound detector out.
Well,
on the night my grandfather died 7 years ago, it meowed at me. Supernatural phenomena.
Hey.
I know this must be hard. You have to do it for the case.
Amasawa.
Said your grandfather's death was ruled an accident. There's even a chance that it was actually a crime. Police came and checked the scene. Couldn't find anything suspicious. It happened in a locked room mystery. Door to the study inaccessible. Crescent locks on all the windows were still secure. Hold on, it's a bit hot. I need to turn off my heater. Locked room death and a cursed statue. Sounding more and more like one of Kitana Amasawa's books. Crescent lock. Most common type of window lock in homes for a reason to get the job done. Windows were a point of entry for anyone that night. Is it like the same sort of locks on my windows? Maybe? Hold on, I need to look at what a crescent lock looks like. Oh, these sort of locks, I see. Yeah, I don't know how you would get past this sort of lock, actually. Can't think of a way. Alright. Police didn't see any signs of a break-in or even a struggle. No recourse but to rule the death an accident. It's doubtful this was a burglary gone wrong. Unlucky cat creeped out the whole family enough that my grandmother pawned it off. Family lost track of the statue after that, so I never expected to see it again like this. Cat's meow? Definitely heard the meow of a cat on the night your grandfather died. 1:30 in the morning. Woke up in the middle of the night to get a glass of water and passed by my grandfather's study. heard a meowing sound. Have a pet cat or a stray?
No.
Definitely would have known if a stray had gotten in. Grandpa in the yard, no cats could have gotten in without him barking up a storm. Being loud enough to come from the room, not outside the house. More than once, when that cat cries, misfortune comes calling.
What was that?
Strict orders never to even approach the study if I heard a cat meowing in there. I ran back to my room and hid, terrified. Grandfather was... Go into the room instead of running. Maybe I could have prevented my grandfather from dying. Only about 11. Don't blame yourself for being scared. Truly artful detective can solve incidents before they even occur. Poor girl. Wonder if her grandfather's own incident has anything to do with Amasawa taking that saying so seriously. I'm not sure where this is going. I can't think of any other explanation other than supernatural. I'm not gonna like use my noise detector on it. Okay. Thank you for going out of your way to help us. Find any clues? Not so sure. Huh? Look out? Jesus Christ. What the? You okay? I'm so sorry, I guess it wasn't secured all the way. Jesus Christ. Unlucky. What's it gonna take for you to get rid of that statue? Even I'm starting to get... starting. Should get home. Thanks again.
Excuse me.
Sir.
Please and thank you.
Leaving the statue with us for a while.
Yes.
So we can debunk the curse. Aren't you worried? This curse is starting to look pretty real deal to me. Curses only blight their beliefs. Curses only blight their believers. You must never succumb to the marvel of a mystery. You must keep your wits about you. Part of this is a philosophy of mystery solving to me before his death. All the truths he shared with me in the highest regard. I cannot back down these strange events and turn away from a genuine mystery. It will have no effect on my pursuit of the truth. It's a mystery that needs solving by an Amasawa. I heard that meow 7 years ago. I ran from the truth and the result was absolutely horrible. I'll leave it with you. Please find a way to break the curse before something bad happens. Okay.
Excuse me.
You bought the statue from a friend who runs a secondhand shop. Which one would that be? Ebisu Pan, alright. Really into this case. Shouldn't be surprised considering... yeah. We're here to support our girl. I wonder if I can play darts with Amasawa. I might try. Just to see if I can. Because I think the B, which is like right next to Ebisu Pan, has a darts thing there. Can I go in here? She just teleported me. I think she did. How'd I get? Okay, there's the door. It won't let me in. Okay. I just want to play darts with Amasawa. I want some quality time with the Haruka of this game.
Excuse me.
Is this about time? I'm from the Yagami Detective Agency, Takayuki Yagami. To ask you a few questions.
It's a pleasure.
I'm his assistant, Kyoko Amasawa. A high schooler. Is there a problem?
Yeah.
Like looking into this lucky cat statue for Mikio Shimada. He knows you? Yep. How'd you first come to acquire this statue? Pawnbroker friend of mine closed up his shop, so I bought his remaining inventory. Can't vouch for the statue's authenticity, though. It's the real thing now. If filling it in on that might make a mess of things. Doesn't sound like any. Considering he's acting like this, it doesn't sound like he's like scared of the cat at least. Don't happen to know who sold the cat to your friend originally? Passed around a bunch before it ended up in his shop, but he didn't know any specifics. Probably why he couldn't authenticate the thing. When you still had the statue in the shop, did anything strange ever happen? I don't buy into that stuff. Nothing ever happened here to make me change my mind either. Guy I got the statue from never mentioned any of the sort, although I suppose he might have just not wanted to sound crazy.
Yagami-san.
It's... So-called curse didn't begin until Shimada-kun's father acquired the statue. Uh-oh. Smoke? Uh-oh.
Are you serious?
What's on fire? Seriously, what's on fire? What got on fire? What got on fire? We had the fire out right away, but we seriously have no idea where it came from. Just whoosh out of nowhere. Glad it didn't get any worse. What do you think started the fire? Number of incidents around this cat is getting ridiculous. I don't think it's a coincidence at all anymore. Gasoline. Fire was actually arson. Search the scene. Is it someone who's trying to get their hands on the cats for some reason? A lot of these incidents just seem like bad luck, like the guy with the cleaner guy with the thing that almost fell on Shimada. Maybe. Is there for any traces? Gasoline trails or containers? Something was dripping here. Gasoline based on the color and smell. If it's dripping, track it.
What the?
Plastic bottle inside more gasoline.
Yeah.
It's actually arson. It's a culprit and why? Fill in the please in the guy at the shop on what we found first.
Excuse me.
How should we proceed with the investigation? Love to do is pin down our little firebug.
Yeah.
Don't know anything about them, but they're obviously after the statue. Maybe we can just lure them out. Where should we start? Meandering around town ought to do it. Considering how quickly the pawn shop was hit, I can't imagine taking it long. It's possible they wanted to buy the cat statue, which is why these incidents aren't happening when it's in the possession of like a pawnbroker. But when it's when it's being privately possessed, then they are on the aggressive. Genuine hard-boiled legwork, a lot riskier than my usual investigations. Gonna be more dangerous, that's why you gotta head back to nope. She's too involved with this. She needs to do it.
Gotcha.
Really have to be careful and keep your distance when we're in public. I'm basically a walking tragedy matinee, carrying around this thing. Promise I'll be safe. Preferably somewhere that makes it easier and watch our backs while we kill time. Darts? Yeah! Okay. Let's play darts with Amasawa, sure. Only one person has to take their eye off their surroundings at a time. Someone does come after us, you can always counter with some darts to the face. Make no mistake, I'm actually quite good at the game. Solid enough to be able to hit a human head.
Nope.
I think it's best if I handle any incoming threats and you just don't say that kind of thing to someone. Okay. This case has also been a pretty big weight on Amasawa. You're good at blow some steam. Just bonding time with my not daughter, Amasawa. It's the Sega arcade actually, not the B. I guess Amasawa can't go into the B. I think the B is technically a bar, so she can't go in. Your eyes peel for any suspicious of individuals along the way, especially if they're approaching you. See anyone coming for us here? Okay, we're actually gonna play now. 301. Get it?
Nice.
Nice. Easy.
Sorry.
You can't win them all.
Perfect.
There we go.
Alright. Not bad, Yagami-san. Check on easy. Don't rub it in. Anyone suspicious? You got, It's good that nothing bad happened while we were playing. Got into the zone there too, though. Didn't make for the best cover activity. Could we watch out for potential assailants? Batting center?
If I were to guess...
See anyone approaching us, this could be even better than darts. Sulk. Even better, Bat makes for a much effective defensive weapon than darts. Let's get over there before something bad can happen. Okay. Gonna take me straight there. This is just an excuse.
Have you been studying for your exams?
That is something I try not to think about too much. Obsessing over rote memorization would affect my reasoning skills.
Well, I reason that you shouldn't let your club activities get in the way of your studies.
I admit that's also something I try not to think about.
Sorry, dude.
That doesn't sound like the Amasawa I know. Gotta face the facts sometime.
No, stop it!
Oh, brother.
Oh, we're off it?
This is just an excuse to hang out with Amasawa. I love it. Amasawa is such a great character. We're bonding. We're being friends. Take a smile burger. Oh wait, this is just takeout. It won't actually feed me. Teriyaki burgers for Amasawa. Excuse me, she asked for a Happy Meal. Made it safely. Let's get right into it so we don't look suspicious. Acting natural. Show me Slugger. Show me what you got. You're not gonna bat. Literally inclined and athletically inclined. Right. Keep an eye out while you swing a feet. Right. 7 out of 10. Nice. Out. God damn it. I think you need 8 out of 10 in order to pass the home run course. I have an off day. I usually get more hits than that. I'm gonna do this all. Bookworms make me feel better here. Worked up a sweat. Have some water.
Hey.
Luck? Spot anyone? Seen a few suspicious people, but no one who seems to be paying us any attention. Take a short break. We've just been carrying this around.
Hey.
Ask you something. Grandfather, the reason you started the Mystery Research Club. The reason I grew so obsessed with mysteries in general, he's been a very big influence. See yourself becoming a mystery author? I hope so. Something I must do.
Yes.
Truth be told, my dream is to complete his unfinished masterpiece.
Well...
But he passed away. Missed of completing the final entry of his most popular series. Halfway through the draft, but he didn't write anything about the most crucial part. Dual reveal of the culprit and the method. No notes behind that could even hint what they could be. No one knows how he meant to finish the book. Is it about the cat? Something could be the potential answer. Copy someday for that one. Let me know if you figure it out before you get to the end. Huh? What's happening? What happened?
Hey.
Well, yeah, what's going on? Keep eye contact and pretend we're just chatting.
Well...
Man across the street who keeps looking at us. He was at the arcade.
What?
Yes.
Wasn't acting suspicious there at first. I took off the statue and hid from his sight. He was looking around in a panic, like he lost sight of something. Presume so. Calculated risk.
Yes.
If I stay here and distract him, will he be willing out to sleep it out and loop back around him? Catch him before he has a chance to escape.
I see.
We'll get over to him real quick. Gotta find that back door first. Don't get into trouble, Hamasawa. If anything bad happens to Hamasawa, I will riot. Too attached to this girl. Definitely see me coming from here. I sneak up on him without being caught. I can't step too far out. Wait. Can I wear a disguise? I sure can. I'll be a vampire. So fucking ridiculous. Okay. This outfit should do it. I'll move slowly not to call his attention, like this outfit wouldn't.
Hey.
Hey. Who are you? You're with that girl. You're the firebug at the pawn shop.
Yagami-san!
Keep away. The cat. The lucky cat. Want it because it's evidence of what's still on it. So what? Something on this cat that could put you away for good. Excellent bluff. You led him right where you wanted him.
Hey.
Confirmation. What is it on this cat that could get you into so much trouble? Trying to burn down a pawn shop over this thing. What's on the cat that you needs gone so badly?
Hey!
You know about Kitan Amasawa's death, you bastard. Punch him, Yagami. Hand it over. How dare you? Kick him. Nice.
Amasawa.
Gee, I thought you said you weren't suited for the hard-boiled work. Bit rambunctious when I was little. Still have what it takes to raise a bit of hell. Alright, time to beat this guy up. He has a knife. Not for long, though. Nice. Great. He's out cold. Let's tie him up just in case. In public. Gonna call the police or anything? Got all gross. Considering how this man reacted to Cat. Secret we don't know. Neither your family or the police knew about the time. It's not gonna be easy to discover. One of my grandfather's most cherished rare possessions. Give it a good look through. Okay.
What the?
Slight gap around the neckline. Head comes off. It's more apparent now that it has mud in it when it got dropped.
Suspicious.
Eyeballs jiggle a little. Can push it in. Creepy. Eyes are separate parts. Something so elaborate. Is the head about to come off? Jiggly eye and gap around the neck.
Which means...
Eyes and neck are, could it be? An eye for the truth will eventually find a way.
What was that?
Something my grandfather was saying this once while holding the cat. Still kind of something odd. It's how the cat works.
I see.
I think he meant by it. Hold the eye and make the head go round? Bend the head, alright.
Yes.
Give it a try. Secret compartment. It turned. The arm. Yagami, look. Oh. That's actually pretty clever. It's a clever little mechanism.
It can't be.
It's a trick statue. No one in my family had any idea I could do that. Looks empty. A smudge. A fingerprint. Dark red stain all dried up. That's blood.
No way.
Fingerprint's yours. This blood.
Hey!
What do you know about this? Did you have something to do with his death? His granddaughter. One who caught me 7 whole years later. No getting away with this now. So tired, I'll tell you. I'm still in the vampire costume. Let's hear the truth. Get some closure. But why do you want the cat? Because it has your has your fingerprints on it. Let's clean out the compartment. Didn't know for sure there was a fingerprint. Just to be cautious. It's wearing gloves, so I didn't think about fingerprints. Once I got away from the scene, I had a tear in my glove and my finger was covered in blood.
In other words,
Left some sort of trace. Didn't find any prints. Could have been a game changer. A solid chance I left a trace of being in there. Who are you, dude? One person to figure out the statue's secret and I'll be screwed. Fell off the map pretty quickly. Damn cat's been one thing on my mind. Thing on TV, the cat I see in my nightmares. Yeah. Shooting myself watching that fancy pants appraiser looking over it with this little magnifying glass thing. Pop that compartment open on TV, damn. Under the statue on the appraisal show, that's when you try to get it back from him. Incident. Up past my eyeballs in debt. I need a lot of money. It's the biggest mansion in the whole neighborhood. Famous cookie famous author lived there. Snuck into the house. The place was huge and all the lights were off.
That being said,
Grandpa was in our yard, our dog. I'm sure he would have barked at you. Turn down the rice ball. You're too sweet. Or study as fast as I could. Real goods would either be stashed away or on display. Everyone would be asleep. Saw the old man just barely lit up with a candle. Opened up and took something out. Inside the cat. A bar of gold. I knew it was real. Had to be worth millions. I whacked him in the head with the cat. Took the gold and ran off. The loan shark just swiped it from me and pretended it never happened. Said he was locked. The locked room. Panicked after accidentally offing the guy. Simple robbery to a potential homicide. Ooh. Cat's arm gimmick to make the whole thing look like an accident. You used the arm to, like, turn the lock? Oh, okay, yeah, I see. It closes quite violently. You could probably lose a finger if your hand is in the compartment and it closes like that. It's built so it closes back up automatically. The arm sprang up with surprising force. You rigged it up to the window, didn't you? The apple didn't fall for her in the tree. Yeah, you just use it to turn the knob on the crescent lock.
if I were to guess,
Stack up some books by the window and put the statue on top with its arm lowered. Arrange the books rather unstably so it would collapse. Right spot, the paw would shoot upwards and engage the window lock, effectively sealing the room. Slipped out the window right after arranging the scene and then waited. Gimmick played out as he planned before he could be caught. Paw shot up, whacking the window lock closed. Enough force to knock over both the cat and the stack of books. The window went in front of the spot where my grandfather laid. Fallen and hidden his head on the statue. I see.
which means
Must have been my grandfather's secret savings. He never told any of us about how the cat worked. Tried to scare me away from the room if I ever heard it meow. Can't blame for your family for never finding out. One would have checked for a secret treasure before getting rid of what they thought was a regular creepy statue. You know the truth. Just like a mystery writer would hope, it'd be really screwed if you were this smart as a kid. You're screwed now. You're the one causing all the trouble for the Shimada family. Sneaking into a place to get it back, but the guy woke up on me. Give me back the cat. He thought I was a ghost and straight up passed out. Suffering mysterious illness after that night, a high fever. That's no mystery. Had a cold. Gross. Explains that part. Try to burn down their house.
If I were to guess...
Thought you could just resort to torching the evidence, civilians be damned. Tried to run over and cause the accident outside the cafe. The owner died, his family would just be creeped out as the last one to get rid of the thing. What a scumbag. Shimada-kun's grades? That's just him. Doesn't have anything to do with that one. There makes mountains and molehills. They are so convinced misfortune would befall him, even the most harmless things were perceived as part of the curse. Anyway, you're going to jail, bastard. I'm still in the vampire costume. Still can't believe that statue had a secret compartment the whole time, let alone a gold bar at one point. A non-supernatural cause up to the meowing I heard that night. Curse attached to the statue was just another layer of security for my grandfather. A secret compartment with a gimmick to opening it, but it even has an ominous story surrounding it, designed to drive people away. He used my grandfather enough to make this one of his cherished possessions.
Amasawa.
Glad you were able to get to the bottom of what really happened with your grandfather. The weight's been lifted off my shoulders, thanks to you. Really sharp on this case.
Huh?
Yeah.
You're the one who figured out the trick to opening the cat. Solved the locked room murder right after learning who did it. I feel like your grandfather was hoping you'd solve the statue's mystery all along. Why else would he ask you a riddle about the statue while holding it if he wanted to keep it a secret to everyone? A gift for future you are like a prize awarded to a full-grown detective, Yoko Amasawa. I don't fall victim to lies and push past the fear. I can glimpse the truth. Sounds like a grandfather. Your grandfather. Gold might be gone, but you still grew to become a fine detective and solved a genuine mystery, just like your grandfather predicted. Proud of you wherever he is. Grandpa, are you? What about the cat, though? What are you gonna do with the cat? That was a good sub-story. Side case. Still have to kill some time, main story objective, so... Let me just take a taxi over to... Yokohama 99. Still don't quite understand the map of this game, even though I've been playing it since October. Still can't tell you where Yokohama 99 is on the map without having a marker on it. Sun's starting to set. The faculty meeting should be over now. Okay. Actually, how am I on side cases? Nine side cases left, and then this is probably going to be the one that where Amon calls me out for a duel. God, I'm afraid of when I have to fight Amon here. OG Judgment. He had a move that was made specifically to tank the PS4's frame rate, so It's probably gonna be even tougher in this game. Amon is so powerful, he attacks your frame rate. He attacks your PS4 hardware. Please just clear your name. I don't want you to be evil. Too nice. She's not come back yet.
Pardon me. Did you have business with Sawa-sensei?
Yeah, the faculty meeting's over, right?
It just wrapped up. But Sawa-sensei went home in the middle of it, about an hour ago.
What?
Apparently she got a call from her apartment manager, saying her place was broken into.
Uh-oh.
Broken into?
She told me to tell you that if you came around.
Okay, then. Do you think you could give me her contact info or something?
No, I don't think I can. Oh, I'll just give her a quick call. One moment.
It's kind of scary. I don't like this. Why would they break into her house?
No, she's not answering.
Oh,
Probably
no.
busy.
But I guess she's home then?
I'd say so. Her place is within walking distance.
It is? Sawa-sensei lives in Ijincho?
Yes, but I really shouldn't be giving that kind of info out.
Yeah, you really shouldn't.
Sure. I appreciate the need for privacy. You've been a big help.
What's going on? I don't think I should let this go, though. Anyone who can tell me Sawa-sensei's address? Talk to someone who might know Sawa-sensei's home address. I wouldn't know, maybe like the principal? Chairman is what they call him in this school, I guess.
Oh? What's the matter, Yagami-san? Is there still something you need?
Well, do you think you could tell me Sawa-sensei's address?
It's for the investigation.
Come again?
Not too long ago, she got a call that her apartment was broken into. And another teacher tried to call her, but she wouldn't answer.
So, what? Are you going to go check on her yourself? At her place?
She's within walking distance, isn't she?
I believe so. But this is a young woman, living by herself.
Yeah, a bit
I
sus.
shouldn't be giving you her address without her permission.
Yeah.
We're detectives. Give us a bit of time, I'm sure we can find out ourselves. But on the other hand, that wouldn't be best for either party now, would it?
Then can't you just ask her yourself tomorrow?
Chairman, you're aware of the Hiro Mikoshiba murder footage, right?
Yes, of course I am.
She
But
got...
from what I've heard from police sources, it's very likely that video was faked.
Well, I have it on good authority it wasn't faked at all. So for the sake of argument, let's say the video's real. And that Ihara is the one behind having posted it deliberately. He's got the Criminal Affairs Department saying it's probably faked. So the police are playing right into his hand. And let's say his motive in all this is to avenge his son's suicide. The justice for his bullying that he never got.
Now wait just a moment. We proved in court that no bullying had taken place here. Sad as it was, the trial concluded that bullying wasn't what drove poor Ihara-kun to suicide.
Actually, before Toshiro-kun killed himself, Sawa-sensei reported a bullying incident to his homeroom teacher.
What?
You didn't
But
notice?
at the trial, she wasn't able to testify to that. She had no choice but to deny the whole thing. From Ihara's perspective, that was unforgivable. And after all that, Mikoshiba was murdered, and now Sawa-sensei isn't picking up her phone, following a break-in at her place.
What are you implying here? It's like you're saying she's going to be next.
I think it's better to be
I just
safe than
wanna check
sorry
up.
here.
If it turns out the break-in isn't linked, I'll turn right around. And I'll make sure nobody knows the chairman gave me her address.
Well, fine. I understand.
Daikokuten Avenue should be near Hamakita Park. I don't really like how this is going. I'm a little scared, to be honest. Sawa-sensei's been through a lot. I hope she doesn't kill her off. That'd be very upsetting. It doesn't look good, it really doesn't. She's been through a lot. She doesn't need to go through anymore. She probably just got kidnapped or something. Just got kidnapped, I mean that's pretty bad, yeah. At least if she gets kidnapped, she's still alive. If she got kidnapped, we can still save her, it's fine. These apartments, yeah, these apartments look pretty swanky. They remind me of the apartment complex I lived in when I lived in Japan. Lives here in apartment 304. Seems like a pretty high security place. If she lives on 304, she probably lives on the 3rd floor then. Which is how it tends to usually be. Quieter than I expect for a place that just had a burglary. I don't like that. 304, Sawa Sensei should be here. I kinda really don't like how this is being set up. Kinda scared. It's suddenly raining. Kuwana? What are you doing here?
Kuwana? What the hell are you doing here?
That's what I'm asking. What do you have to do with this?
That was quick. I guess we couldn't ask for a better piece of bait. Kick us off, Akutsu.
Huh? Are you with RK? Is it the other detective who didn't want Yagami on his turf? Yeah. Oh god, what is happening? Is he with RK, maybe? Blindsided.
The bullying that pushed Toshiro Ehara over the edge echoes a previous tragedy. Years before, another boy attempted suicide and remains comatose. Yagami makes his way to Sawa Sensei's
I mean, it would make sense if he was part of RK. It's just weird that he'd be based in Ijincho and not Kamurocho.
As if by coincidence, he encounters Kuwana instead. What ties could an earnest schoolteacher and an underground handyman share?
Yeah. How are you related to Sawa Sensei? Kuwana hasn't, I feel like Kuwana hasn't been as present in the story as I thought he would be.
Kuwana? What the hell are you doing here? You forget to mention you had a connection to Sawa Sensei? Or what?
Awkward.
Awkward?
Do you or not? And don't pretend you're just here to fix a toilet.
Yo!
Akutsu!
Now it's RK on top of you?
Yagami, we've got more incoming.
Are you on our side or are you on my side or not?
What is this?
These idiots aren't after you. It's me they really want. And I just walked into their trap.
What could they possibly want with you? To come all the way from Kamurocho?
Yeah. Hi Ace Player, there's a lot going on.
What is this about? Why do you want her? Looks like they don't feel like talking.
Okay.
Get these two fuckers first. But try to leave them breathing if you can.
Get a new avatar? This is I've had this for a while. since the... I don't know, maybe like 2 weeks now? Rambo, my boy! Fuck him up, fuck Akatsu up! Donk. Good boy! I should get rid of his ads first, really, before I deal with Akatsu. Shit, I'm in pain. Ow, don't suplex me, you bastard. Okay. Well, you couldn't have, like, stopped his attack or anything. God damn it. Okay. Okay.
You stupid son of a bitch! Just stay the fuck out of our way, Yagami! I could say the same thing to you!
I knocked you out, dude. Come on. Okay, she's still fine. She's still fine. Oh, she has a bruise on her. She has a bruise.
That would help.
Nice.
Hey, let's go, Yagami!
Wait, what about Sawa-sensei?
You're the one they're after, aren't you?
I owe you one.
Take Yagami out! Just leave him to us. There's backup downstairs. We'll be right behind you.
Why do they want Kuwana? Guess he has a I guess he is a fixer.
Shall I start from the top? Coming here was the last mistake you'll ever make, you fuck. You're fucking dead, asshole!
More fighting? Okay. Oh, look at those sliding items. I don't want to leave Sawa-sensei by herself, though. There we go. You're nothing compared to Akatsu. My inventory is too full. Sawa-sensei okay?
Sawa-sensei.
Yes?
Don't open your door until the cops get here, okay? I have to go make sure Kuwana's alright.
What about you, Yagami-san?
Why does it sound like she's in a bathroom?
Hey, how do you and Kuwana know each other? Sawa-sensei? Fine. Just please stay in your room, okay?
You know, find Kuwana, make sure he's still alive. Why the hell is RK after him? But... more...
Wait, you're Yagami!
More... really rather be going after Kuwana right now. Can't leave these guys alone. If they lay a finger on Sawa-sensei...
Hell you looking at? Not trying to get in our way, are ya?
Yeah, I am. But I'm in a hurry myself, so I'm not gonna hold back, alright?
Yeah? Big words for a little shit! You're nothing without your friend Kaito!
More RK guys. Get him out. Okay. Where did Kuwana run off to? He probably jumped over... I don't think he used the elevator. Overpass, yeah. That seems like a security issue.
Huh? Huh? This motherfucker.
This motherfucker.
Hey, check it out. It's Yagami.
Yeah, it just seems like a security issue.
Trying to screw with RK again? Then you better be ready to get your ass beat.
Aren't
Alright,
you
dude.
the one screwing with me? Besides, I'm not behind any of this.
Alright, enough of your bullshit. You better say a quick prayer, asshole.
Alright, dude. wait. Hey, bud. Go to sleep. Don't be so serious. I didn't think we would go through a gauntlet right now, but okay. Probably should have bought more items. These guys are pathetic.
Kuwana! Don't let him get away!
That way, okay. don't think they used to. I need to use the overpass. I just need to keep going down the stairs. Dude.
Water! Hey, been waiting for you.
Badass.
You a slow runner or something?
They got here before I did.
Yagami, sticking your nose in our business again. How about I stick you in an oil barrel and see if you float?
That's a halfway decent threat this close to the sea.
Ooh, the great detective sounds intimidated.
If we make it out of this, I've got some questions that need answering. Sawa-sensei won't talk.
I wouldn't worry about the future. Your life is coming to an end soon. Yagami!
Look like you're struggling a little bit there, Akatsudo. Just an observation. Wait, I need a... How do I do this heat action? Like this. Actually, not quite. Still pretty sick, though. Boost. Boosted. Oh. Ace 2.
Stay down, would you?
Where'd your ads go?
Not happening.
Oh, he's
Good luck, Yagami-kun.
Kuwana, you bastard. Okay. I think I can also taunt to charge up my heat gauge, but I kinda don't want to do that right now. Let me down. Ow. Let me go. He's very close. Okay. Just gave him the shin. That's fine.
Kuwana?
You bastard.
Hey, Kuwana! Oh, fine. Least you could have done is say thank you.
We ain't done, Yagami!
Seriously.
I get you want to play tough, but do you ever quit?
It's not over till it's over, you little shit.
The hell's that?
Oh no.
Sawa-sensei!
Ugh.
Stop it! Someone's here too?
I wouldn't have expected you and this bitch to be connected.
What the hell do you think you're doing? This has nothing to do with her.
You're the detective, aren't you? You figure it out. Time's up.
Nope. Fucking hell. I'm fucking dead.
Toss his phone before we go any further. This GPS will lead his friends straight to us.
Don't put me in an oil barrel filled with cement and dunk me in the Yokohama Bay. I guess it's Tokyo Bay, traditionally. This is not a good situation to be in, huh?
There he is. I was starting to worry you might not wake up. My men are glorified amateurs at this stuff. The technique for knocking someone out takes practice to get down.
Soma?
Oh good, no brain damage. Man, I'm glad you're tough as nails.
Okay, you were good. You guys were actually pretty cool up until this part.
Yagami-san here just saved your asses. You wouldn't be standing if he didn't come around.
There's no way we could have known this asshole would show up. Not my fault everything went to shit. This was your operation anyway.
Fine, it's okay. But you need to make sure you keep your boys in check from here on.
Ow.
Did that hurt? It hurt, right?
Oh. Oh no.
You all see? First comes pain, and then the fear. You have to start with pain. Fear won't work if you haven't given them a reason. Slap them around, but you do need to keep them.
I don't like being the example model for this guy's torture class.
I can tell when someone's lying. My superiors found that useful. Probably why they kept me around.
You're to crash test dummy. I don't want to be. This is not consensual.
Don't underestimate me. Yagami-san.
It's rough. This is pretty rough. It's not a good situation to be in.
So, what's the deal between you and that lady teacher?
We're colleagues, as of a few days ago.
The fuck are you talking about?
Stay out of this, Akutsu.
Huh?
I'm telling you to shut up and leave this to me. I'm focusing. Besides, Yagami-san here is telling us the truth. He's just being a little vague, is all. So what do you mean?
He has Apollo's perceive. Soma's guy's perceptive as hell.
I was asked to look
Yes,
into a bullying
perceive.
case at Serio High. That's all I meant by it.
How about that?
What'd you do to her?
Oh, she's sound asleep now, I'm sure. Our business isn't with her, anyway.
You want Kuwana?
Right. About that. You keep calling him Kuwana. That's not who we know him as.
Huh?
Does he have
Kuwana is his alias.
A fake name?
That's right. So tell me, what is he? What do you know him for?
Ow.
You get 2 seconds to answer.
What does this Kuwana guy do?
He's a fixer.
He's a handyman. In Ijincho. Everybody knows him. He's been taking jobs in the area for a long time now.
A handyman, huh? Well, from the way it sounds, you haven't known each other very long.
Yeah.
His real name's Kitakata.
Kitakata?
Well, there you have it. Your face says you have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. So then, any idea where your Kuwana-san went? We
I
have some
hope
business.
Kuwana went to get help.
I wouldn't tell you even if I knew.
Of course you wouldn't. And I suppose that's not a lie.
Probably went to Yokohama
But
99 to get
it's
help.
probably more accurate to say you don't know where he is either. Turns out you don't have a damn thing on him.
Kuwana's been a big mystery this game. Uh-oh. I'm no longer amused to
You
them.
have no more use.
Yep.
Shame to be smart and still lose, huh?
Because at this point, Yagami is just a, he's an
I
obstacle.
got a question for you. Did you really think you'd walk out of here alive? Or is it gonna be in a body bag?
Where are we? I think we're still in Ijincho.
The fear in your eyes tells me everything I need to know. And you're probably right. You aren't gonna enjoy what little time you have left. It's gonna be painful as hell. Because I'll be the one enjoying it.
Spit in his face.
The Ijincho and after a teacher. And why Kuwana too? How do you even know him?
I could tell you as a little parting gift, couldn't I?
No, no, no. Ow. Rough, buddy. I get it. You don't have to, please. It's poor Yagami.
Boy, detective's looking rough. But you didn't think we were done yet, did you? Hey! Fire that thing up.
Huh?
Get him on his feet. And I don't want to see him squirming. Not every day you get a chance like this. Record this shit. Yo.
What the fuck?
How quickly can a chainsaw kill a guy? Should be the video title when we upload it. This kind of shit gets so many views. Am I right, Yagami?
Oh god.
We'll go in slow and get your fingers all cut to shreds. We'll take that up to the right wrist, then we'll switch over to the left side. Right forearm, left.
You know what? I'm glad that he's talking about what he plans to do. I hope it gives my friends enough time to save me.
You want me to do it? Time to man up. You gotta show the world what happens when you fuck with RK. Killing shits like him is what puts hair on your chest, guys.
Now would be a good time for the cavalry to come, please.
Get to work!
Please, I need...
Sir.
Figure it out. Akutsu. He won't do it himself, you know. Recording it puts the evidence of a murder out there on video. And he won't be on it. But you guys will be. Who do you think they'll come for, moron?
You still talking?
Cavalry, please. Cavalry, cavalry, cavalry. Oh, wait. There they are. Please, they're here. Please save my ass.
Yo! We got company! Kaito. How the hell? How'd you fucking find us here?
Kaito-san. Sekiro.
Suppose I ought to thank you boys for keeping talk nice and comfortable, Akutsu.
Yeah, but we were just getting to the grand finale. You two can have front row seats.
I'll pass. This show kinda sucks.
Block all the doors! These three are fucking dead. You hear me, boys? I don't want anyone leaving the building!
Good call. I don't want anyone leaving either. Not till I'm done with you.
Oh my god, okay. Surprised you're still good at the fight.
Don't be a tough guy, Talk. Feel free to take a breather if you need to.
I don't know about that, Kaito-san. He's got that look. That's the face he makes when he's got a score to settle and some ass to kick.
Utilizing them drunk martial arts. Drunken fist.
I'll admit this is kind of fun, man. Maybe killing you would be a mistake.
Being piss drunk is similar to the feeling when after you got socked to the head a couple times.
You know what? I think I could punch you as many times as I want right now. In circumstances such as they are, no one could even blame me. Huh? I'm saying I've earned a little payback, Akutsu. Let's go!
Oh god. I think I should heal first. Oh no! Because my items are tied to my smartphone. And they threw my smartphone away. Wait, do I still have... I don't... Wait, oh wait, there's a kill thing. I'm not gonna deal with Akutsu quite yet. It's like, it's... Cause like in the previous Yakuza... I'm not Yakuza, Judgment game. When you fought Amon, he stole your smartphone, so you couldn't use your items. There's healing items around, so... Or healing pickups I can use if I need to. Just bounce like a fish, yeah. The physics in this game, look. I don't want to be too close to Akutsu. Ouch. 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 Okay, he's down. It's just... These two left. Okay. Ow, okay. I don't think I can parry that. I don't think I can parry a chainsaw. Actually, there's items around. I should probably make use of that. me heal. Give me that heal item, please. Ouch. I think I'd be dead by now, but okay, I am bleeding. Triangle, triangle, triangle. Okay, multiple step UTEs. Okay. Oh, you actually pick up the thingy. Hey, guys, can you help me here? Oh no, 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 oh no. Ouch. I need a heal. I need a heal. Please, heal please, heal please. Okay. Oh, that was scary, huh?
What the hell does RK want with Kuwana? What did he do? Tell me how Sawa-sensei and Kuwana are connected.
You ask too many questions, you fucking asshole.
Tell me, why go to all the effort in Kamurocho to find Shinya Kawai? What are you trying to do?
Is he connected to Kawai?
Shit. Akatsu!
Man, that guy's invincible. And he's faster than he looks.
Asshole. He knew it was a lost cause, so he took off at the first opportunity. I'm guessing that's why he was holding back.
Are you serious? He couldn't be that sharp.
Nah, he's definitely got some skills, and we better start taking him seriously.
Considering he tried to dismember me with a chainsaw. Yeah, I'll take him as seriously as I should, I think. I should probably check on Kuwana and Sawa-sensei.
I had no idea you went through so much.
I'm just glad you had the mind to tip off Kaito-san that I wasn't picking up your calls. That got Tsukumo to track my phone over GPS and locate me using the town's security cameras. Long story short, you saved me.
I had to try something. I'm the one who dragged you into this after all. But you know, the first person to suspect something was Higashi-san.
Higashi?
He thought it was strange for you to be suddenly unavailable.
Better thank him too.
By the way, I'd like to share the details I recently gathered on Shinya Kawai.
Oh, after
Kawai
your,
was at Kurokawa Academy. 5 years ago, he was abducted by individuals thought to be his acquaintances. A worker at a girls' bar witnessed this, and based on that, RK apparently deduced that Kawai was murdered.
Got it. Then I suggest you steer clear of RK as much as possible. They fly off the handle faster than the Yakuza.
Right.
They say
Never
sorry.
imagined things would get this dangerous.
We just got back to Sawa-sensei's apartment. I thought RK was in Kamurocho looking for Kawai. But they came to ambush a handyman named Kuwana.
How are they all connected?
Yeah, but he plays a wider field than your average Mr. Fix-It.
Fixer.
He's popular on the Ijincho underground. Even Kuwana was a fake name.
And this mystery man has some connection to Sawa-sensei?
Yeah, and I'm about to ask her about him directly. I need to get everything I can out of her this
Can we
time.
give her his actual name? Kitakata?
Still dealing with a lot of unknowns, so take care of yourself, okay?
I'll be alright.
She can do her own
Two guys
research.
I can trust now.
Yo, what's Sawa-sensei's room number?
Not telling you.
Just hold your horses. Coming with you.
You're like the last person who needs to know, Kaito. Kaito can't keep it in his goddamn pants.
Sure is quiet. This is where the fight went down?
Yeah. But
But to look at it, you
Did
wouldn't
the
think anything would
police
happen.
get here?
Sawa-sensei, you there? It's Yagami.
What's up?
Was the video with Sawa-sensei and Soma recorded or like a live feed?
No, wait, talk.
Oh no.
No way.
Oh, God.
Kill her though. Why kill her? All are punished. Phantom of Ijincho. Why kill her?
The school teacher, Yoko Sawa.
I guess she knew too much.
Blood. Yagami is torn with grief. Her death is merely collateral damage to Soma of RK.
That fucking
Soma's
sucks
real
though.
prey is Kawana, who narrowly escapes his trap. It seems Kawana had buried his true identity among a host of other secrets. And to unearth them, Yagami crawls deeper down the rabbit hole.
That really, it just really sucks. I guess she doesn't have to worry about anything anymore. God, that's awful. The lock was broken.
That's fine. I get it. You don't want us touching anything inside the room. Is it okay to wait for you inside then? Some private investigators from Kamurocho. Yagami-san and Kaito-san. Yeah, I asked them to help us out with a case we were on a couple days ago. Yes, see you soon. They're coming. The cops are on their way.
All right. She was murdered at the hands of Soma. Bastard. You lied when you said they had no business with her. Why did it have to be her? How did she get pulled into all this?
If it's answers you want, you gotta be a detective, Talk. We can see the kind of shit that normal people miss. We'll notice what they can't. For now, can you put aside the pain and do the work you need to do?
I think he's right.
First, let's narrow our focus. It's not about who or how she was murdered. What's more important here is to figure out the answer to the why.
She had too much. She knew too much.
Let's consider her connections. We know one of them was to Kawana the handyman. Where that leads is that Soma's gang was after Kawana, and that's why they broke in.
In that case, the clues that we're after here are her personal relationships. There's our lead. Something that shows how a teacher could be connected to a guy like Kawana.
Takata.
Except Kawana's a fake name, just his alias. His real name was Kitakata. Soma gave us that.
Don't have much until the police arrive. Thorough as I can. Cause of death, clues to the truth, crime scene details. Was anything taken?
There's one visible wound here.
In the back? Ugh.
Sure is tiny. Think she was stabbed with some kind of long needle?
Back of the neck.
An ice pick, most likely. Soma was holding one up to her.
To nape of the neck would be fatal. Hope she didn't suffer long. There's a huge mess. Soma and Akatsu's footprints. Probably a few more RK thugs. Look into the footprints, I should find some other clues. I can see her tears around her eyes from here. Must have been terrified. Let me look at better at her body then. Bloodstain.
Blood. Not a lot, though.
Yeah, looks like it.
Trail of blood, probably hers. It's not on the paper. Well, it's not on those papers, but it's on those books on the side there. Were they looking for stuff? Under her shelves? Reach that far? Kurokawa Academy yearbook. Was...
Yagami-san, isn't that yearbook from when Sawa-sensei
Maybe Koano was also part of that class.
Wouldn't there be photos of people like Yui Mamiya and that bully Kawaii in there?
Oh. Yeah, you're probably right.
Weird that there's so much blood around it. Maybe she was trying to leave us a clue.
With her bloodstain.
What do you want to do? Take a peek inside? Kind of frowned on to mess with a murder scene, yeah?
If you're gonna look, make it quick. The cops will be here any minute.
There's not enough time to check the whole thing.
Just look for her class. If I look at it and the cops investigate it, they're gonna find my fingerprints on it or something. Taking the yearbook would be kind of stupid, honestly. Feels very obstruction of justice, but don't touch the yearbook. What kind of what kind of murder mystery game would this be if you just played nice?
We got a few minutes, right? I can see what I find before the cops get here.
I'd take it with me, probably.
Yeah, only a little... Wait. Scratch that. Time's up.
Black and white just rolled up.
Right.
What do I do? I'm taking it.
I'm gonna hang on to it for now. I'll turn it over to the police later.
Sounds like a bad idea.
I won't get another chance to come back to this room.
You're gonna take it? Really? Is that even legal?
Of course not. But fuck legal this time.
Yagami's a lawyer.
The shady Kurokawa Academy graduate might be connected
He
to
can handle it.
murder. But we're the only ones with that lead right now. The cops could turn this place upside down and still miss that.
Good point. It's better off with us then. Feel like that's what Sawa-sensei wanted. It's now or never. Sugiura, we'll deal with the cops. You take the yearbook and get out of here.
I have to play the thief?
Play? Isn't that exactly what you fucking did back in Kamurocho?
Why you gotta bring that up? Fine, I'll do it.
I don't think you notice. Yagami's the hero. Kaito is like the barbarian. Yagami's the fighter. Sugiura's the rogue. Tsukuma's probably some sort of wizard. Higashi's also some sort of fighter, I guess. Yagami's the monk, yeah. Yeah, that fits. If Yagami's the monk, then Higashi's the fighter. Don't have much time until the police arrive. Have to be as thorough as I can right now. How are they able to get in? Not to open the door until the police came. Pretty sure that's exactly what she did. Oh wait, I remember seeing it.
What the?
Chain. Cut the door chain. They used a bolt cutter. Came ready, had tools and forced her way in. Didn't care who saw them. Watching helplessly as she pried her door open. New info. The woman who knew too much. Is it Watanabe? No, I don't think that's Watanabe.
So, Chad, according to
Nope,
you,
there's Watanabe.
Sawa-sensei was...
Kazuki Soma. He's the leader of a bunch of thugs in Kamurocho known as RK.
Yeah? Well, great. Case closed.
Then what's your take on the murder scene, Nabe-san?
Tone it down, buddy. Remember who's got the badge here.
There are footprints of several different men who have been in Sawa-sensei's room. That includes yours, by the way. We'll be analyzing these footprints first, and we'll check any security footage in the surrounding area. We'll ask around for eyewitnesses and narrow down our suspects. And we'll look into RK too, of course. Appreciate your help with that, Detective Yagami.
I just saw the coroner walk in. You saw the body too, right?
Yeah, just to get a rough idea. Her body will be taken in for an autopsy.
Does your rough idea include the cause and time of death?
Cause of death, a single stab from behind into the nape of the neck with a weapon similar to an ice pick.
Like an ice pick.
Time, we're estimating she's been dead for about 3 hours.
I don't know how long I've been knocked out.
That means it must have been right after I saw her on my phone.
Trying to get rid of me. Won't hesitate to kill someone just to shut them up. Why would they go this far? What do they want with Kuwana?
Nabe-san, the police need to get a warrant for Soma.
We're asking HQ about him as we speak. We need at least a damn mugshot for a warrant.
Then isn't it time to hit the street, get in some thug faces? Assume any face you don't recognize is from RK.
I get how you feel, man, but pull it together. Actually, I'm curious about that Kuwana fella too. He's lived in Ijincho forever. Why were Kamurocho thugs after him? And now I hear Kuwana isn't even his real name? He and Sawa-sensei were connected, but how?
I'm looking for those same answers myself.
So you know jack shit about anything important. But you can go on home.
Or to a hospital.
Just make sure we can reach you.
Sure about this, Nabe-san?
Yeah. Assholes like him work better on a loose leash.
Foul-mouthed as fuck. But not bad, Pops.
What now?
Nabe-san, aren't you gonna ask me about Ihara? You know I went to see him in prison.
Oh, that.
You got a lot going on,
You saw the
Watanabe.
video of Ihara killing Mikoshiba, didn't you? I was coming to talk to Sawa-sensei about it.
Your point?
I think there may have been a link between what happened to Sawa-sensei and Mikoshiba's murder. In which case, wouldn't you want to pump Ihara for information? Why aren't you jumping on that?
We got orders from the top that Ihara's off limits. Forever. They said if we want to try to peg him as Mikoshiba's killer, we'd have to completely flip the guilty verdict on his harassment case. Not exactly the kind of shit a beat cop can pull off. Besides, nobody seems to want to investigate the
Mikoshiba murder. Not us, not HQ, not even the prosecution.
Yeah,
So
unfortunately,
cops get to just quit working an investigation because they don't feel like it?
no.
If there was even a hope we
I
could
think
close it,
Watanabe
the
wants
cops would
to
be all over it.
keep pursuing it. He's just a cog in a corrupt system. It sucks.
It's above our pay grade. Bury the case so deep it never sees the light of day.
Yeah, feels like Sawa-sensei's case is about to get the same treatment.
Hey, I told you to watch it, buddy.
Let him talk.
Save the dirty looks for your superiors. They're the bastards so desperate to sweep this under the rug.
Hell do you?
Cool it, Sakurai.
Sucks, goddamn. Actually, I guess does. If there is like a conspiracy or a cover-up going on, a little bit of crime scene tampering shouldn't be too bad. We're gonna find the truth, goddammit.
I know this is all very sudden. We don't have many details yet. And as you've heard, the police are working to find answers as we speak. Sawa-sensei, well, she got mixed up in some sort of incident. This may attract press to the school, and some of them may even wish to speak to you, but please, do your best to ignore them. Again, we don't have all of the facts, and it's not for all of you to, well, none of you are under any obligation to speak to them, so please, don't. All that I can ask, for now, spare a prayer for Sawa-sensei, please, if you can. Please.
Oh god.
Okay. We better get everyone back to class. Starting with the third years.
Excuse me, Yagami-san? If you don't mind, Chairman Okuda said he'd like to speak with you if you would be on campus today. It's about Sawa-sensei.
Yeah, I can do that. Will he be in his office?
Yes. Thank you for everything, sir.
Fucking hell, okay. It's gonna be hard to talk about anything. Oh? What's happening?
Yagami-san.
Oh, it's Amasawa.
Hey.
I still can't believe what happened to Sawa-sensei.
Yeah. I know.
Do you know anything about it?
I saw the scene of the crime. I was the first one to find her.
What?
The killer's still on the loose. But I know who it is.
Is there any way I can help? Maybe you could share some
No,
details about the case.
no, stay out of this, Amasawa.
No. Not this time. This one's too dangerous. I'm not gonna get you involved.
But...
Just leave Sawa-sensei's case to me. Don't you have your own cases to solve?
Yagami-san... Okay.
Listen, you're a brilliant kid. You can't afford to let this throw you off your game, right?
Yes, you're absolutely right. If I let that happen, it'll damage the MRC's credibility.
Exactly. So here's what I'm thinking, Amasawa. Let's just carry on like normal. And please spread the word to the rest of the MRC. That'd help me out a bunch.
The other two members.
I can do that.
Fucking hell, this is rough. Okay. I think I'll leave it for now. Fucking hell. Okay. Thanks, Lister. Thank you. a diddly whoop in these trying times.